Good morning. Hey, come here. Sit. About. Sit. Hey. There's someone coming by. It's just probably the kitty. I'll be right back. Settle. Out. Sit. Settle right here. Good boy. Shadow. Hey. Stay. Sit. Settle. Stay. I'll be right back. Stay. Stay, Shadow. I'll be right back.
my gosh. Hi. I told my dog to stay out here, but he didn't listen. Come on, puppies. Come on here, come on. Come on, you come with me. It's okay. Did you guys, you're probably not old enough to have ever seen Pee-wee's Playhouse, the TV show, Pee-wee Herman, Pee-wee's Playhouse. Well, he had a chair and he named it Cherry. And that's what I do, like with Alexa. I have Lampy, Bulby, Purple Ball. 10 people watching now. Hello, 10 people. How are you? This is Shadow. And this is my coffee. Hello, I'm Board Lord 7, Allie Toller, Rulis Perez, Son Kamayan Vaughn. I'm a funny guy, and Corbury 2676, Lily Lincoln. Hey. Who am I? I start these lives before I'm really ready. Aw, Lady Phoenix is back on the map. Girlfriend, what is up? Good morning. My screen is so, it's got like streaks from when I tried to wash it. Alrighty, what's going on with everybody today? What was that an impression of? You're right, a dial-up connection. I have a dial-up connection in the mornings, personally. Wakey juice, girl, no kidding. And you know what? How I've got the videos about not having coffee for an hour before you wake up, or after you wake up, to break the addiction. The part that I left out is, like, literally that's impossible to do unless you have something else to fall back on, for example. Hi, Rebecca. I was using, they're called fizzies. They're like little packets of powder, and it's like an energy fizz drink, but it's like organic and all that good stuff, but it has taurine, like synthetic taurine. I don't know how they make synthetic taurine, but also like B12 vitamins and stuff like that. And I can quit coffee if I have those in the morning, but I don't have those right now. They're mail order. And so in between, yeah. But so I'm like literally having coffee the second that I roll out of bed, that I plunk out of bed. I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm glad you're feeling better, Lady Phoenix, because you were not feeling better yesterday. Did you just like take a day? That's good. I know the same thing happens to me. Like, It seems like once a week I literally have to sleep for like 18 hours. I don't know what that's about. Hi, Kimberly Garcia in the house. Hey, hey. So can anybody tell me why do people come on and say, hey, can you say my name? Hey, can you say what's your favorite color? Hey, and they want me to say like these things. I think they're trying to like do a do clips of me saying certain words. I'm not doing that. Oh, your crash and burn video was not from yesterday? I'm glad that you weren't, well, I mean, I'm not glad you're feeling that way at any time, but just knowing that you're not feeling that way right now is good. What you doing, Shadow? What you doing, Shadow? You're such a good baby. You're such a good boy. I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you. Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing because I knew you had been hammering down on some classes there. Oh my God! Speaking of hammer down, so I got that term from. I used to date this guy, and he taught me how to race. We used to race our cars on the freeway. You young people out there listening, don't do that. And he used to say, hammer down, like when someone comes speeding past us or something like that. Not when we were racing, but we would race like in the middle of the night when there was nobody on the freeway. But he would say, hammer down. And I got that from him. Well, guess what? I looked him up. Like every few years, I check in on people to see what's going on. And he never had a social media account or anything like that. So it's hard for me to tell how he was doing or anything about him. But I Googled him and I found his obituary. He died during COVID in hospice. And my very first boyfriend, like in high school, I was a freshman. He also died during COVID. Like these two guys that were, just a couple years older than me. And yeah, I mean, like, what the heck, man? Young guys died like in their mid 50s, like 54. I think they were both. Yeah, it's really sad, and it makes me wonder because one of them was Brazilian. I met him because his dad was a professor, and they were living in Salt Lake City when I was living in Salt Lake City, because his dad was doing something research or whatever at the University of Utah, but they were actually from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and they moved back at some point. And so Rio de Janeiro, or Brazil itself, I'm not really sure how wide sweeping it was under police rule, military rule. When that lifted, I think is when they went back, I guess. But anyway, that was many, many years before social media. And then once the world had Facebook, we connected on Facebook, and I could see what he was doing. He was doing very well, and then dead. Oh, hang on. Is that you can't hear me? Let's see. My mic. I can hear myself. Maybe you need to turn your. Hold on, you're right. Hold on. Let me see what's going on here. Hi, everybody. Let me see what's going on here. Can you hear me? Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? I got my receiver. How's that? Is that better? Can you hear me? I know it's echoing. How's that? Is that better? Okay, okay. I was just talking quiet. Echoing. Okay, okay. I was just talking quiet. Okay. How's that? How's that? I'll talk louder. Okay, now there's no echo. I've got this sound turned off, but I can hear you. Okay. Anyway, so and then when I was 24, I was dating a 42-year-old. And we got along great. We had a really nice little relationship. And for whatever variety of reasons, mostly our age gap, that ended. And he went on to have a fairly unhealthy life, which I knew he would. I mean, when we were dating at 42, I could tell he was going to have a hard time and older. Is that better? Have a hard time when he was older because I could tell, he was unhealthy and didn't have a clue. And so he got, I don't know, I think diabetes, maybe. Not surprising. And cancer and stuff. And then he was 70 when he went in to get a stent changed and went septic. But also, that was like still technically during COVID. And so I was very suspicious about that because, the hospitals, if they put you on a respirator, they got 35 grand. Now he would have excellent insurance, but still 35 grand. Why not? Yeah, so I've got these three, and he died very unexpectedly at 70 years old. 70 is very young these days. I know people live into their 90s quite easily. So yeah, I've got these three ex-boyfriends. So here's the thing though. The two first ones, like the third one I just told you about, my attorney, he was some, white dude. The two other ones, they were a mixed black guy and a black Brazilian guy, right? Brazilian people are black. And, it of course made me wonder, when you're like my boyfriend, Isaac, in the United States, he was living in Toledo. He wouldn't have had health insurance. He wouldn't have had particularly any money or anything like that. I'm sure he didn't have anyone. I'm sure he died completely alone, which is so sad. And yeah, so I can't really see I need to clean this off. But anyway, it makes me wonder about the minorities. Minorities during COVID had a very different, and I'm not just talking about black people. Minorities can be socioeconomic minorities, anybody who's poor, anyone. And I think that they just had the worst time during COVID. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? I don't know. Will I get censored for saying COVID? Yeah. 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 I don't know. I mean, access to healthcare, it's like, so if I get on health insurance, I would be on like the cheap version of health insurance, and then I'd have to go to like the clinics. I know from firsthand experience, they treat you different when you go to a clinic than when you go to a doctor's office with your own like Blue Cross Blue Shield. I mean, I think that's me too, because I'm on the spectrum. I have medical trauma, PTSD, and we all know people on the spectrum avoid medical care and all that stuff. And I think, part of the thing that would bridge the gap, and I don't know how they would do this or pay for it. It's better now. This was just like 5 years ago. They treat you like you're a drug seeker. Even though I kept refusing their opioids, they still would treat me like a drug seeker or with disrespect because I'm there in the clinic with my cheap insurance, you know? And it's unacceptable to treat people that way. Oh, really? What kind of doctor? Like a lady doctor? Oh my God. I think the last time I was at any kind of lady doctor was when my son was born, um, 14 years ago. And not even then. I had him at home and my OB-GYN was so mad at me. I actually ripped myself really bad. And I went in to get stitched up and he was mad at me. I'm like, I didn't know it was coming. He's like, I've never heard of a woman in 30 years. I've never heard of a woman not know she was about to give birth. I'm like, well, you told me not to call you in the middle of the night, which he literally did. See, I had an OB-GYN at the hospital that was literally 1 minute away from me, just in case. But I wanted to have my baby at home. And the doctor did say, don't call me in the middle of the night. Okay, well, most babies are born in the middle of the night. So, and I think that he was mad because, of course, you see this patient and then you get the big payoff when they have their baby, and he didn't get the big payoff. I just didn't believe that they would allow me to have my baby naturally. I was in labor for 37 hours. So my first experience with my first son is that they are not going to let you labor in their hospital for 37 hours. I was in labor with him for 8 hours before they were like, oopsie, you're not progressing. We need to give you an emergency C-section. So then, with my second son, I was like, yeah, no. I did a lot more research and realized, first of all, no woman in my family has ever had a problem giving birth. And I had what's called a doubly stitched up VBAC. So I had a vaginal after C-section because I had a double stitch in my muscle lining. So I had my second son at home, but I got impatient and just kept pushing, and it ended up ripping me up, my muscles. So I got stitched up, and he didn't even numb me. I was being literally stitched. It was so barbaric. So barbaric. It was more painful than childbirth, that's for sure, because childbirth is a natural pain. Being stitched up with no anesthetic is not. Yeah, yeah. Oh, girl, there's a reason why I've got medical trauma PTSD. I could just go through a litany of all of the abuses. It's not legal, probably. It was horrifying. You get to the point where you're in so much pain that your body shakes uncontrollably. And he's like, almost done, almost done. Well, I got something like 17 stitches in my muscle. 17. It was horrifying. Plus, he made me sit there all day. I was there for at least 5 hours in his waiting room with a newborn that's not even 24 years old. I'm sitting there bleeding profusely because I'm ripped. And he made me sit there until everybody left the office, probably so he could stitch me up with no anesthetic to punish me. I mean, yeah, you'll eventually pass out. I feel like that was probably, yeah, it's totally, girl. Oh my God, yep. I should write a book. That was California. Most of the malpractice I've experienced was in California. I believe his name was Dr. Wu. Literally, Dr. Wu. Yeah. I'm okay now. Thank you, honey. Well, I mean, physically, yes, I'm fine. But so many experiences like that prevent me from going and seeking medical care. My big dog right here, Shadow, ran into my leg when he was about a year old and broke my leg really bad. And I had to go get tibial plateau surgery, where they open up your leg, they saw things, drill things, fill things in with concrete, put in screws, put in plates and titanium and stuff like that. And it was 24 hours after surgery. I'm in my room and they're refusing to give me my pain med dose. Like, I want to say it was maybe every 4 or 6 hours or something like that. And it was like 20 minutes before. Was it? I don't remember the exact scenario because I was in such extreme pain, but they were refusing me pain meds. And it was the most pain I've ever been in outside of childbirth, which, like I said, is natural. So it's a totally different experience. You're kind of out of body anyway, in a sense. And then that last push when the baby comes out, that's when you like hear a mother scream. That's that last final scream. That's real. And you think you're going to die right then. I think that's the last scream you let out before you die. But then you don't die because you have your baby. Move to Massachusetts. You probably also have like bus-sized mosquitoes there. You have housing in your town. Yeah, well, I am here for the next 4 years because my son has found a group of friends and I cannot move him out of here. He will hate me forever. We've already moved around quite a bit. Bug spray. Girl, that's why I love Florida, because I'm not willing to wear bug spray. I am not willing to wear bug spray. But now I've seen these like stickers you put on your clothes and they mask your smell. So you don't have to wear bug spray, but the bugs can't smell you. Now that could be a reasonable solution. I'd go outside with like 10 of those freaking things on me if they work. Not a big fan of that side of the country just because there's no mountains and it's so humid and there's so many bugs. But here, where I am now, there's not enough trees. Leave it. Shadow hears a stranger dog walking by outside. Leave it. Leave it. Go inside if you can't handle it. Thank you. Go inside. Go inside if you can't handle yourself. Thank you. Nobody wants to hear that. No. Hi, buddy. Buddy is very quiet. Shadow likes to talk. That's good, boys. You're good, boys. You're good, boys. Okay, get away from my coffee. Oh my God. Get away. Oh my goodness. Oh, where'd you go? Oh, where'd you go? No, so we're on the patio and right here. Did it freeze? Hold on. Froze. Hold on. Let me get caught up here. Okay. There's dogs. There's the sidewalk was right here. Stop. And when there's certain dogs, especially certain dogs, he gets excited. So usually when there's like certain dogs in the community that will bark at him when we're outside or that are on their own patios and bark at us when we walk by. Those are usually the dogs that he gets irritated with or wants to go out and taste. I'm not really sure what his plan is. Settle. Come here. Good boys. Settle, buddy. Settle. Good boy, buddy. You're a good boy. Settle. Shadow, settle down. Relax. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Yeah. It's coffee with dogs. Well, yeah, and so there's it's like time to walk the dogs before work or whatever, people kind of just stumbled out of bed. 8:21. There's something covering up your comment. Do you get regular people that come visit you here in the mornings? Oh, um, uh, I don't think so. I've seen Kendall before. Let's see, who else? I'm gonna say, I don't know, I'm not sure who has been on before. If you guys have been on before, drop into the chat. 'Cause yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I get a lot of kiddos. Um, and it's kind of like, I think right now it's about early evening in Europe. And if I were to take my hoodie off and wear something a little more revealing, I'd get a bunch of horny European men who are having their hot toddies, getting ready to chill out for the evening. You're not taking over the space, girl. Stop that. Yeah, you're hogging the chat. How many subs are you at? Robert. Robert Vining's on the line. I don't know who Robert is, but he seems like a nice guy. Not sure who he's talking to, but somebody is the best. I think what I've seen in chats is the best thing for chats is like one or two sentences. Cause yeah, I mean, there have been times when I wanted to type something longer, but the chat was moving too fast for it to be seen even. So I've started realizing, it's like it's the same thing. It's like masking. I'm trying to figure out chat etiquette. What you doing, Shadow? Come here, boy. He's a big boy, and he's a good big boy. Look at how big he is. He's so big. He's so big, and he's so good. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Big yawn, baby. Good boy, paw, paw, paw. He's like, why? Paw, good paw. You're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. He's got a lot of stuff he knows how to do from his lengthy service training, and I just try to occasionally run through it all so he doesn't forget it. But there's a lot of stuff that we don't do because we're not in public much anymore. So, what's everybody's day look like? What are you guys up to? Where are you from? What time is it where you are? And what are your plans for your day or night? I thank everybody for being here. Please subscribe if you'd like to drop in the chat. It'll just be like a 5-minute gap. Well, yeah, you have to work them. It's just like when you're a vocalist, you can get all the training you want, but then after that, you need to just keep working all those techniques so that you don't lose your skill. Just like being an athlete, it's the same exact thing. Yeah, you've got to work those skills. But he's just such a good dog. Oh my God. He just has that Pyrenees edge to him that kind of is his undoing once in a while. Because he's a mix. He's a mutt. He's a plot hound. Pyrenees. Hi, Sujata Bahave. Bahave. Sujata Bahave. Did I say it right? Sujata Bahave. Yeah. He's like leaning on me. If I move my leg, he's gonna fall. Settle. Hi, Aubrey. Settle. Down. Aubrey's back. Hi, Aubrey. How are you? Aubrey. Everything's good, Aubrey. Just chilling out, having some coffee, getting a little bit of sun. I'm up at about 4,500 feet above sea level, and so the sun can get ya. My nose is in the sun now. I bet you I'm going to have a red nose today with my chin. Mukta. Like I said, everything's just fine. Oh, but you know what? Lady Phoenix. I'm supposed to take my little morning dose of Advil and or Aleve. Actually, yesterday my times were a little bit off. I know, right? Well, it's morning, so it should be okay. It's 8:30. So yesterday I did 2 Midol and 1 Aleve in the morning, and then I did 2 Midol and an Aleve before bed. Because something about that Midol takes the edge off of my mood when I'm in the 2 weeks. Yeah, it was about 10, 12 hours. It was actually more than that. About two weeks of Mency, the whole Loodle phase thing and the Mency. That's when I need to take that Midol. And it takes the edge off my personality. Otherwise, I walk around calling everybody a stupid MNFer, and I don't want to do that. I recognize when I've crossed over into that period of my month when I start talking like that. And literally, when I lose my patience with my dog. And by that, I mean calling, getting not like actually losing my patience, but just being edgy. Yes, it's like Midol. It's Pamprin. Did I say Midol? Pamprin. I used to take Midol, but I actually found Pamprin is better and cheaper. Hi, Sophia Zandor. I appreciate you guys for being on here. I feel like I should do something a little more entertaining. Yeah, you know what I like about it is that it's got a diuretic in it and an anti-inflammatory a diuretic and an antihistamine. And It works. Where do I live? No, I'm in northwestern Nevada. Okay. I take Pamprin. I get both of them. I get the multi, whatever. I get one with caffeine and one without caffeine. And I take the one without caffeine until I get into those few days where I'm too fatigued to do anything. I mean, you can imagine how much I like having things scheduled like that. Like now it's on me to go pick up these people and drive them safely up to the airport. I've got to reconfigure here just a little bit. Hold on. Sophie, what is going on? Did my computer just die? I had it plugged in all night. Did it just die? No. Yeah, my computer just died. So I won't be able to see what you guys are saying unless I hold my phone. I had it plugged in all night. I guess it wasn't very much plugged in though, huh? Well, hi there. How y'all doing? Can you hear me now? Yeah, my microphone is still on. See this? This is it. And then it's got a little receiver that you plug into where your phone charges. Actually, two of these came with it, so I can either be mic'd twice in stereo, or I can have someone else mic'd and do an interview or whatever. Shadow, don't start that garbage. Let me see who's out here. Nobody. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here comes Lily, let's see if I can get a little shot of her. Lily, there she is. If you can see that doggy, that's Lily. Okay. I got these from Amazon. I'll send you the link. I mean, it sounds pretty good, right? And then it's got this little wind cover thing, or you can put on a like just a black foam cover. And it was like, I'm going to say $20. It was really cheap. So I keep a golden retriever. Lily's a golden retriever. Shadow, be quiet. Thank you for going inside. He took himself inside this time. And now he's out. Shadow, that's enough. Shadow, that's enough. Leave my coffee alone. Okay, go settle down and relax. You don't need to. That's a stranger dog, right? Yeah. Yeah, you smell a stranger dog? That was Lily. That was Lily. Yeah. Look at his pretty brindle. That's the Plothound brindle. It's considered black and white. Some dogs have very orange stripes. He's got black and cream, essentially. And, literally, he's invisible in the dark and in the shade. If he doesn't have a collar or anything on him, you can't see him. Even in the house in the middle of the night, you can't see him. Yeah, he's a good boy. Oh, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yeah, exactly. Blonde almost. When I had dark brunette hair and I was going blonde, that was my goal, is to have my hair kind of look like that wheat gold color. And the way you do that is with purple toner. Ah, good for you. I can't even sleep in on a normal day. I wish I could. I mean, I actually did a video like, I think everybody needs to sleep more. Yeah, because when you bleach your hair, first of all, I never bleach my hair anymore, but if you bleach your hair, it's going to turn orange and yellow. Depending on how long you leave the bleach on, it turns orange and yellow. And then to tone it so it's not orange and yellow, you use lavender colored. Aw. Yeah. Something's going on in here. Hey, what's going on in here? What are you doing? What are you doing? Huh? Which button? Go push a button. Don't step on my toes. Hey, you just went outside. No. I just took you out. Are you sure you're not just hungry? He wants to go out right now because there's dogs out there. Probably his other friend, Libby, the golden retriever across the way. Yeah, he is. Hey. The golden retriever across the way. She's probably coming out now. Shadow? No, you just went out. Oh, good God. I'm just going to ignore that. Let's see who's out here. Okay, we've got an elderly couple coming across the way. I don't see any other dogs out right now. He'll be all right. Okay, turn you back around. It's just stranger people. That's all. That's a good quiet boy. See, now we've got people coming by and he's not as interested in them, right? He doesn't bark usually at people. But he rarely does. He'll huff a little bit when we're inside if there's someone walking by, like, ugh, ugh. You're good boys. We live in a gated community. I do wish we could just let all of our dogs run around freely. I know that would be a very bad idea. But yes, Buddy is honestly the best freaking dog. Shadow is a very, very good boy, but Buddy's the best dog. And the kitty is outside too. We should go find the kitty. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. So are those mourning doves making that sound where they go, ooh, 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 ooh? He's a good boy, but look at how invisible he is. If you squint, you can't even see him. So this here, if I were to garden, this is where I would garden. This is a gardening table, but I actually used it for my babies as a changing table. And, I had like a little foam pad in there like this so they wouldn't roll off. But, you really have to watch babies because as mamas, we know we have to never take your eyes off the baby on the changing table. Well, their dad did. Oh, don't get me started. Oh, don't get me started. Hey, what you doing? What you doing, Shadow? I love you. He's already talking. I won't get him started again. I love you. Thank you guys for the likes. Thank you for 4 likes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ruff, 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 ruff. Am I speaking your language? Preach it. Preach it, brother. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Who's there? Who is it? Who's there? Is it Buddy? I guess I do think that, and I also think that they don't get stressed out and burned out from what they consider normal daily activities. But really, anymore, I think that they are the dysfunctional ones. I think that they are the ones who kind of like ruin the world. Sorry, but yeah, they do. It's the neurodivergents who are the innovators and peacemakers and all that other stuff. And I think that the neurodivergents are sheep and warmongers. And I think that's definitely a personality disorder. It's a moral and ethical disorder because when you look at divergence, we're highly moral and ethical. We, follow rules. We care about people. We're compassionate and empathic beyond normal. They would not do well at all. They would feel so uncomfortable in a room full of divergents because nobody would understand anything they were saying. Neurodivergence would be talking, and then a neurotypical would say something, and we'd all be like the record screeching that we get. What the? Did they just say something? I have no idea. Did they say? I don't know. I don't know what they said. I don't get it. I have no idea. Anyway, I mean, I think overall, right? I think there's a spectrum of neurotypicality, and I think the closer they are to being a little bit neurodivergent, the better they are as a human being. I don't know. I know it's a thing, they're talking about neurodivergence hate for neurotypicals. And I can't say hate, it's more like disdain from so many years of trying to fit in and being traumatized and made fun of. And yeah, I mean, that's why they have the um social scores or whatever in China, because people just can't follow the friggin' rules. We follow rules very easily. Like, let me read the manual and then boom, I'll follow those rules forever. Like the driving manual. I don't know how people get driver's licenses these days. How did they pass the test? They can't drive. They don't know anything. I think they're just literally giving people driver's licenses. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know if you were on Lady Phoenix the other day when we were on Autistic AF. We were all talking about going to Japan. Asian countries tend to operate more with much more care. Like Japan operates with conscientiousness, with social etiquette and care about other people. They're quiet in public. They all stand to one side when they're on an escalator so that people that want to run or walk up and down can do that. They're, like I said, they don't eat, for example. They don't like go grab some food and walk around town eating on the sidewalks. They sit down, they eat, they throw their stuff out. There's no garbage cans because people just aren't walking around with food and trash in their hands. Um, People don't make a whole lot of eye contact there, and they don't smile at each other so much. Like, for example, when I go into Sam's Club, there's the person that greets you when you get a cart, and they make sure you've got your Sam's Club card. I don't like that because it's like I have to then mask. I have to smile and say hi and mask instead of just walking in like, and that's one of the things that Japanese people say when they come to America is like, hey, get back. Get back. Go inside. You go inside and stay. That's unacceptable. Sorry. You're a good boy, buddy. Shadow, you go lay down, be quiet. I don't like them to do that even if I'm out here because it scares people. Everybody is expected to be that way basically in public. Everyone's quiet, and yeah, I mean, women, wives, yes, passive and polite. Absolutely. And it doesn't mean that they aren't smart or educated or anything, but when you compare the traditional relationships and marriages, literally most men want that kind of woman. And, if a man wants that kind of woman, then he needs to be the kind of man that would get that kind of woman, like a breadwinner. I think they're still very traditional in Japan as far as relationships go. They're not having so many kids though, and so they've got a definite population collapse, which means that there's a huge amount of homes that are vacant, sitting empty, and they're trying to sell them. They're called akiya. So you can buy a house in Japan for like $5,000, maybe $50,000 if it doesn't need a whole lot of work. But you can, because what they do in Japan is they value the land. They do not value the home. Like literally after 10 years in Japan, your home is worthless, but the land isn't. And so normally what they would do is just knock down a house and build a new house. But Americans and other places, I guess, people, we don't think like that. And so we go in and fix up the house. In these homes, a lot of them are traditional Japanese style homes with the tatami mats. And I think I need to move a little bit. Anyway, I would love to go there. And my son and I have both been studying a little Japanese and about the Japanese culture. And yes, I know we're not going to be Japanese or ever fit in. I already don't fit in, so I'm not concerned about that. I just want to be around people who are more conscientious of one another. They love cats. Yes, absolutely. Cats are very special spiritual creatures, I guess. Okay, hold on. I need to move out of the sun. Hold on. Look out, bud. I'm going to move my chair. Oh! Yeah. Well, let's see, here's the thing, right? In Japan, they're having a particular problem because they have all these tiny little towns. Some of them are beach towns, like tiny little beach towns. And these, millennials, Gen Xers, millennials who grew up there left and went to the city for jobs. And then their parents are elderly, their parents die, their parents leave the house to the kid. The kid doesn't want even to literally acknowledge it, because in Japan there's such a huge like legacy tax or something like that. When you leave a house, you have to pay so much to the government that they just ignore it and abandon it and do nothing about it. They don't want to have anything to do with it. And so literally there are so many, my nose is stuffed up, so many vacant homes there, and now they're being sold as IKEA homes. They move to Tokyo and Osaka and places like that to work. Yeah. So if you want to live kind of like out in the middle of nowhere, of course, the beach towns will ultimately be developed into resorts. Okay. It's going to turn into another California, probably, unfortunately. I guess they are making it much harder, though, for people now from out of the country to do stuff there. So in a way, that's good because it preserves their culture, but they're in population crash, collapse. And so you can protect it as much as you want. No. Was it about Japan? Yeah, so now is the time to go buy property in Japan. And what you do is you buy yourself a place, but you also buy a place that's in a tourist, like an empty, in a tourist place, and you turn it into an Airbnb. And then you buy another and another and another until you have a really great Airbnb income. And can you imagine moving to like a mountainy beach town where there's maybe a few hundred or maybe 1,000 elderly Japanese people that have been gardening and living there their whole entire lives? I would love that. I think I would love that. See, that's the thing, is like I get this idealized picture of things in my head, and then I'm like, I would love that. And I get there and the reality is so different. But I particularly love elderly people. Elderly children, animals, disabled. Those are my groups. I don't need to hold this thing. Yeah, those are my peeps. Oh, Aubrey. Oh, thank you, girl. Thank you, thank you. Have you guys ever heard of a website called Lingo Pi? Lingo as in linguistics, and pi as in pie. So Lingo Pi, you can get I think it's a $9 uh, subscription, a student subscription for $9 maybe. And you can watch TV, movies, music, and other things in a variety of languages that they offer. And they have German and Portuguese and French and Italian and all kinds of stuff. And they have Japanese. So I was watching. I like to study languages. So the most recent language I've been studying is Japanese, and they have TV shows, cooking shows, all different kinds of things on Lingo Pi. But it's different than just watching like YouTube videos, because they have along the bottom the subtitles in Japanese, and when you mouse over, it pauses the video and pops up the word and the pronunciation. There's like all different interactive ways to learn. And it's really awesome. If you're into languages, I highly, highly, highly recommend. And I mean, there's some great shows. There's some great shows in Japanese and French and German. Just like, and it's really different how they do comedy and sitcoms over there. Like, they're like 15 minutes long. They're very short, some of them, and just a totally different. If anybody ever wants to go on there, I will be happy to recommend some of the things that I've watched. Although the selections are not huge, but you can, if you have a Netflix subscription and then you get a Lingo Pi subscription, you have more access to content with the special subtitles and things, the mouse overs and the sentences scrolling along the side. You just got to see it. Go get a free trial if you like languages. It'll blow your mind. Y'all, thank you so much for the likes. This is the most amount of likes we've had on a live stream, and it makes a big difference so more people can see. I do really appreciate it. Macaroons. Girl. Macaroons are gluten free. Okay, my nose is stuffed up. I'm going to show you guys how to clear your sinuses. Sorry about that. Okay, don't go anywhere. Stay. Ugh. Okay. Here's how you clear your sinuses. Okay. Now, in the mornings, So in the mornings, a lot of times, right, what's the first thing you do? Right? Rub your face like this. That actually is a really good thing and natural to do as long as you do it really gentle. Because not only does it wake you up and start your metabolism going, so then you get hungry and start to eat, and you start your metabolism early in the day. But the other thing is that action clears out a lot of these fluids. But we've been told don't rub your eyes, right? So what you can do instead, it's even better if you do it during your morning routine or whatever, if you have for your face, like moisturizer or oil or some kind of serum or whatever, but I don't right now. So you could take your two little knuckles and gently go like this. Here, here, and here, and down, because you have all these drainage, lymphatic drainage. Lady Phoenix, do you know about this? So you want to get all of this stuff to drain down your throat. And if you do it, like my nose is stuffed up, if you do this a few times, you'll be able to feel it moving and you'll get suddenly cleared up. Suddenly. And jowls go away. When we're older, our faces hold water. Our faces get bloated. And if you have an inflammatory diet, your face is going to bloat. And then massage in the back of your neck. These little pressure points back here also relieve water out of your face. Lymphatic drainage is what we're looking for. Lady Phoenix, all of this stuff is stuff I've learned on YouTube from other creators. You can be creating content like this and people love it. So get these muscles relaxed and draining. Get that fluid out of your face. Oh, it's time to let the hair down. I sleep with my hair in a braid and then I let it down and then I put it up and take it down and put it up and take it down about 5 times a day. And then, oh my gosh, so this isn't one of my normal tank tops I usually wear because my other ones are dirty now and in the laundry. And I put this thing on and I'm like, oh no. Oh no. And I was going pretty much right to bed, so I was able to just ignore it. But man, I was walking the dogs last night, and this tag was driving me insane. So that's how you clear your sinuses. I don't even like this tank top actually because I have to wear something under it, and I don't want to. I like the little camis with the shelf bra in there because then I. Oh, thank you, Marlene. Are you talking to me? Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. That is so nice. I don't really hear that a lot, you know? Like, literally, you guys. I can't really see all who's on here, but like, I don't, I don't know if I should say. My mom never tells me I'm pretty. Like, I don't know if she's ever told me I'm beautiful, which is weird because I look just pretty much like her. But I think that's odd. I think that's kind of weird. Like my family, I was not ever told by my family that I was beautiful. I was the ugly duckling, and my sister was the beautiful one. Oh, so angelic, like a cherub. And she still could be very beautiful, but she like literally chose to not be, um, because she said she didn't like the attention, which I can understand, but you can still be beautiful and not attract that type of attention. But she felt like when she got attention from men, she was like obligated to whatever. I don't know. And I think that's what comes down to when they say autistics can't say no. She's been diagnosed with something else, but I think it's actually, I think ADD, ADHD. I think that's her all day long, all day long. Maybe she's got the other thing too, but anyway, um, I kind of think like people in my family would feel guilty if they told me I was beautiful. You know what I mean? It's there's something, oh, the scapegoat, that's me, I think. I think I'm pretty much the scapegoat of my family, and I know for sure I'll be blamed for stuff, and, I mean, even, like, right now, I'm getting it's easier for me to talk about this on my other channel because you all realize that I'm autistic, and so I have certain life challenges and support needs that are not visible, but the support needs I'm having right now, I think I will later be blamed for needing that support. The alternative, I don't know what the alternative is though. It's like I don't know, guys. Yes, all of those things. I have zero contact now with my sister because she's just a bully to me and other people, honestly. But other people don't mind it as much as I do. And after many, many years of being bullied, I finally was like, you know what? I am under no obligation to subject myself to this person. And I've actually cut out a lot of people that I had to look back and be like, wow, that was a super toxic relationship for me. Like, oh, am I your whipping boy? And the one you get to, no, not doing it. So I'm no contact with a lot of people. And, even I love my mom, you guys, but like for the past year and a half, we've only texted and she can watch these and see me. But oh, you're out? Or is that just you saying you're out? Like you're quoting me? I'm out, Girl Scout. Yeah, you've just got to let it go and protect yourself. If you are rehearsing how you're going to defend yourself, okay, if they say something like this, I'm going to say this, or bracing yourself before you get into that, environment, it means it's toxic for you. You are not obligated. Maybe you are, but you're really not, right? So I'm no contact with a lot of people. And that's being on the spectrum. And I had to wonder about this, like, why can't I just let people go? Because I'm on the spectrum and I don't prioritize friendships. I'm not going to allow someone to treat me badly just because I need friends. No, that's silly. Absolutely. Well, see, I didn't know that. I used to let whoever choose me. I'm a dog. I'm a dog too. You know how it is with dogs. I just lost a couple people. Hopefully, my mom wasn't listening. Sometimes I think she listens without letting me know she's here just so that to see if I'm talking shit. I mean, I try to talk gentle shit. Yeah. I mean, like when you use mean sarcasm as your method of communication, no can do. Thank you guys for the likes. I really appreciate that. Lady Phoenix, how many subs do you have now? Can you start going live soon? Did you see I'm not expecting you to go to my page and stay up on my content, but I'm curious to know if you saw the lives I did yesterday. They appear as, oh, they are lives. Okay. Where I was just, you have 16. Okay. So everybody that's here, if you are not already subscribed to Lady Phoenix, she's trying to get to 50 subs so that she can start live streaming. And so if you haven't subscribed to her, she talks a lot about ADHD life and lifestyle, the impact on your life of being ADHD, some helpful tips and tricks to navigating the world and keeping yourself well. Yeah, so what I did was um, I did a live stream of me watching court TV and then later of the Boeing hearing. The CEO um, of Boeing did a hearing in front of the Senate. Yeah, Lady Phoenix has a lot of really, really good information. If you like information, well, a lot of the times these channels, like I have another channel called Tales from the Spectrum, where it's more autistic content or my special interests. Basically, that's what it comes down to. Um, yeah, the thing is about the Boeing people in general. I was really watching it to try to figure out what the hell is his problem. Like, what happened? What happened was, do you know that guy's just an accountant? He doesn't have an MBA or anything like that. He's just a friggin' accountant that worked for GE. If you know anything about GE and their stocks, they're worth nothing. And that happened while under his watch, while he was there, I think. And so then they bring him over to Boeing. Give me a break. So I think what it is he thinks his job is to create policies and manuals for people to follow. He's going to review the policies and have meetings about policies with the different um, committees or whatever you want to call it. And that's the end of his job. He's like, well, we had a policy about that. They didn't follow it. We have a policy about whistleblowers and it wasn't being followed. And he's just like basically saying, I did my job. I think that if you're a CEO of anything that has to do with public safety and you fail, you don't get paid. Period. It should be a commission based job. You only get paid if you're successful. Hi, Cloudress Palacios. Hey, Aubrey, what did you eat? Oh, my kitty wants in. There's a whole story about it. Yeah, I know. I know, I know, I know. It's crazy. And I don't think that these, if you have so much to do with public safety, guess what? I don't think you should be a for-profit company. Okay, I need to get my cat. I'm going to turn you around and walk you outside to get my kitty. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, do you think you can stop barking now? Are you better? Are you better? Look at that tail. Are you better now? Hold on. Shadow, stop it. Kitty, 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 kitty. Okay. Okie dokie. What you doing, kitty? All right, I'll give you some more food in just a minute. I think all the animals are hungry. Do you want to help me feed the animales? Are you hungry? Huh? Can you push the button? I know you can talk, but you could also press the button. All right, thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay. I'm going to feed you. Let me set you guys up so I can feed these doggies. Okay. And talk amongst yourselves. I'm not naked. I'm just wearing a flesh colored tank top that's gross. So talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to feed the dogs. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh my God. Oh. I'm going to turn the mic off real quick because this is loud. Oh, oh my God. is that? It kind of looks like a blueberry. What in the heck is a blueberry doing on the floor? Okay, I know Shadow needs to go out. So I'm going to try something different. So just hang with me. I'm going to try sticking you in my pants. Oops. No. Hang on. I hope this works. Hold on, Shadow. Let me get some sunglasses. Oh, they're outside. Hold on, buddy. Oh, shoot. I cannot wear this tank top outside. Maybe there won't be anybody out there. This is going to have to be fast, dude. Was that okay? Could you still see? You got poo-poo smoking flames? Yes, he does, because this is his smoking flame spot. Or not. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. Shadow, do you have to smoke in flames? I'm not ready to take them on a walk just yet. Hey. You don't have to poo-poo? Smoke in flames? Huh? So, for those of you who have big dogs, if you've ever had a dog pull away from you off the leash, it's because you're holding the leash like this, and it just is too easy to pull out of your hands. And so then some people go like this, which then you can have your dog, leave it. Hi. Then you can have your dog,
I wanted to ask, what's your cat's name?
Other Kitty.
Kitty?
Other Kitty.
Other Kitty? I love her.
Thank
I let
you.
her out more. She makes her day.
Oh, that's sweet. They loved our cat, Other Kitty. So you want to hold the leash like this instead. Put it around your thumb. And you go like this. There is no way they can really pull away from you like this. He has a couple of times, like, because he's got the Pyrenees in him. And when we first got here, he was sketched out by all the dogs walking by and everything, and he would try to pull away. But this, he's never been able to pull away as long as I do this. Now, I was holding my thumb like this, but I was a little concerned of what could possibly happen. So then I started tucking my thumb inside. And then the other thing I do is I'll hold this in one hand, and then I'll go like this with my other hand in the middle of the leash, like this. So I use him, hold on, stay, for counterbalance. So I'll have this hand like this and this hand like this. And so then I use him as we're walking for counterbalance. If I start to lose my balance this way, I can pull on him like this. If I start to lose my balance this way, I can push on him like this. But he gives me a little forward momentum. And also, just in case, which he hasn't done in a very long time. If he lunges, he cannot rip away from this. And that's also why I don't really take him in public too much, although he's excellent in public. But it took me a long time to get him to stop reacting to other dogs. And now I don't. I'm a lot better than I used to be, so I don't really need him in public as much. But this is the way to do it. Okay, do you have to smoke in flames or not? We're not going for a walk right now. I'm trying to figure out a way to live stream and take you guys on a walk with me, but it would have to come off of my cell data, which I think would just be too much. Come on, we're not going for a walk right now, Shadow. Let's go. Come on. Thank you, good boy. If you had to smoke in flames, that was literally your chance, okay? Hi, Naomi. Hey, Naomi. Okay, hold on. Back in my pants you go. I don't really need this leash for Buddy so much, but I'll show you guys how these training leashes work, whether it's this kind of leash or what they call a martingale. I know, I'm so sorry about my camera work. Okay, so you see how I've got him here. Come here. Right? Now, the prong collars only work if there's some slack on them. For example, like here, if he's at full extension and I don't know what you want to call it, like pulling the leash, it's going to do nothing. Watch him. He won't even really react. See, he's a good boy. It's a good boy. Stop. Halt. Back up. Heel. 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 Back. Thank you. It's actually too far down on his neck. It should be more up here. But the chains, they only work when it's loose like this, and then you give it a tug, right? So the martingale collars are the ones that have the chain part, and they don't necessarily have the prongs, but they've got the chain part. And when you train them with that, they get used to hearing that zipping sound. Zip. And that pretty much does it. Buddy does not need a prong collar. Shadow, it's just he's been trained for the zipping sound of the martingale. Hi, Emily. And so that's why I use these, just because I don't have a martingale large enough for them because they grew so much. And so this is the jangly, clanky sound. And when they hear that or feel that, right, they know something's up. And so, for example, like, sit. I'm okay. I guess not. Buddy, sit. There we go. That's a good boy. And see, you don't have to be really aggressive with these things. They just need to learn from the sound of that or a little tug like that. Do you have to go get busy? Huh? Let's get busy. Come here. I know you need to. Come on, let's get busy, busy, busy. Smoking flames? Huh? You have to smoke in flames? I guess not. He must not need to go. They'll both go when I take them on their walk. Come on. We're going this way. We're not going that way. They both want to go out there. That's where the action is. They can see down the sidewalk and everything. Oops. Sorry, guys. Okay, go lay down, guys. Go settle. We'll go for a walk in a little bit. We'll go for a walk in a little while. He looks like he really wants to press that button. No, we're not going out right now. Okay, go settle on your spot. Good boy. Buddy, settle. He's going to go in there and settle. That's fine. Okay, now, I don't know, you guys. I kind of think I need another cup of coffee. So my desk has become a mess. I've got socks that I put up here because there's gets to be quite a bit of dog hair on the floor no matter what time of day it is. I don't like picking up dog hair with my socks. This is other kitty. Anyway, so I've got all these wonderful pain relievers. And I haven't taken any this morning. And Lady Phoenix is getting something to eat. So she's been helping me figure out what to take because I need adult supervision. Oh my gosh, you guys, literally, I have a very hard time following these instructions. And when I had kids, oh my gosh, you guys, I needed adult supervision to give my kids cough medicine because I would accidentally overdose them or forget if I gave it to them and give it to them again. Or, I mean, like literally, these are things as an autistic parent you need to know are real things. You know, whatever your challenges are in life, imagine them impacting your children as you raise them. I didn't even know I was on the spectrum when I had kids. Anyway, so I'm going to take 2 of these and 1 of these. Let's take a look. What are the dots? Hi, you're a good boy. That's a good boy. Okay. I'm going to put you right here. Maybe. Sorry. Hold on. I'm just trying to set you guys up. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I think I'll have more coffee. Where's my coffee cup? Be right back. Oh, I don't want you to see, like, I've got a pile of dirty dishes behind me. I try to leave it so that my kids will do it. They'll see, like, oh, there's a pile of dishes. But they don't. They don't. I'll just get a different cup. Here, I'll use this one. I am small and sensitive, but also fight me. I make a cold brew. Charlie, are you jealous? Did anybody have kids with you? My guess is no. That's a hard no for Charlie. It's okay, Charlie. Parenting is probably far, far outside of your grasp anyway. Hey, everybody. Charlie Jones has come on. Trolls need love too, you guys. Let's give the troll some love. He even subscribed so he could come on and talk that way. You're the crazy cat man or woman? I get it. I wouldn't want to have children with you either. Aren't you glad you came on my channel to talk shit? Bye. Look, I'm a nice person until someone's not nice to me or someone else. I am 100% a bully. I have zero compassion for what comes out of my mouth when someone comes on talking like that. You miss Charlie. Charlie talking shit. I think he's gone now because they don't expect someone to come back at him with some shit. Oh, he was just saying someone had children with me. That's amazing. What is that? Who says stupid shit like that?
Lady Phoenix, you missed my cup that I'm using. I am small and sensitive, but also fight me. Oh, Charlie, did you leave? Did Charlie leave? Hey, Charlie, read between the lines, brother. What movie is that from? Does anybody know that movie reference? Did I hurt Charlie's feelings? Oh, no. I'm going to try to take my things inside. Maybe I shouldn't. I just kind of want to plug in my computer. I'm going to leave my other junk out here. Hang on. I'm walking. What did you eat, Lady Phoenix? I need to eat. What did you eat? You forgot what you ate? Oh. Frosted mini wheats. Listen, girl, I'm going to tell you something, okay? I'm going to point my finger at you and tell you something right now. Not only did I write the first gluten-free guidebook on the market, I wrote it back in 2004. But now I just shared it to my community page in the Spectrum channel. The research coming out about Alzheimer's, and this guy's talking about gluten. It's a neurotoxin. And I've known for a long time that gluten, yes, sugar's awful. I've known for a long, long time that gluten acts like an opioid in the autistic mind, right? So we're high, right? But it's now being implicated or indicated in Alzheimer's. They're saying, yeah, it's diabetes 3 or something like that. But yeah, the gluten. So watch that video. I put up a few different videos on this topic just last night on my community page. Lactose, gluten, sugar, casein, lactalbumin, whey. Those 6 things are super, super, super inflammatory for most people. Okay. And then there's like potatoes. Some people have trouble with potatoes, but I'm of Russian descent, and I actually think potatoes are like my spirit animal. It's okay. When I show myself, the viewership goes down to 1. When I show the dogs, oh, it's back up to 5. I don't know why it does that. It'll go 10, 1, 5, 7, 8, 1. It's like it keeps refreshing and kicking people off. Or maybe they're just leaving. Maybe people just really want to see the dogs. This is Shadow. I think a potato is my spirit animal. Potato. Actually, do you know what my real spirit animal is? Have you seen that he's an Asian autistic kid and he's doing a dance and his family is around him, filming him or whatever, and he's so good. And that's gone viral. He's my spirit animal. 17, he did zzz. What's up? Yeah. My spirit animal, I'm going to have to say it's a cross between a potato and that autistic kid doing the dance trend. But my real spirit animal, I think, is a raven. And I only say that because I really, really want a raven in my life. You can look at people's channels from here. Just click on their icon and it'll pull it right up, honey. You guys, I need to go through my whole house and get behind everything and vacuum. I haven't done that in probably a month. Oh, maybe. I know I can do it on my laptop. Did I plug it in? Yes, I did. Oh, but it was plugged in all night long last night and it didn't charge. So let's see what's really going on. That's plugged in. Maybe it just turned itself off. But I've got to get I don't usually have big messes like this, but I got out my studio lighting and I've got a bunch of more stuff plugged in here. My grounding mat, look how covered it is in animal hair. And that's been on the floor just yesterday. I sit here and I put my bare feet on here. Like so. Is my foot swollen? My foot looks a little swollen. I ate pizza last night, you guys. No, you should just be able to double click on their picture. Is that what it says? Okay. Well, I don't know then. Drink water. Yeah, I drank a ton of water. I drank did a ton of magnesium and I ate some chocolate because although we don't have an enzyme to digest lactose called lactase because we're not cows, the molecular structure of the sugar that we naturally produce is very, very different from lactose. Ours is called galactose, and we produce an enzyme called galactase. So, trying to set this up. Hold on. Okay, so the cocoa enzyme will also digest lactose. So if you're lactose intolerant and you eat some lactose, just have a little bit of chocolate before or during or even after, and it will really, really help eliminate the bloating. Yeah, we need to do a live about this. Hi, Sophia. Yeah, that was my foot on my grounding mat. So yeah, if you're lactose intolerant, that's why a lot of parents, specifically of autistic children, will say their kids will only drink chocolate milk. It's because their body rejects the milk they can't digest and accepts the milk they can. It's not necessarily a flavor thing. It's the fact that chocolate milk will not cause them stomach upset. It won't cause them to get all stuffy, and somehow their body just knows it, right? And there's a lot of stuff like that. Now, in order to digest gluten, it's a protein, so you need protease enzyme. Well, that's harder I don't know of a way to supplement that unless you're taking digestive enzymes with protease in it. But it just occurred to me that if you eat gluten with meat, that meat will require the protease to digest it, which means that it will be in your system and it should also digest the gluten. So maybe gluten is really mostly a problem when you're not eating meat with it. I don't know. That's just theory. Yeah, mother's milk is always the best. So in a human, that molecular structure of the sugar is different, very, very different. Now we can eat sheep and goat milk because that's also galactase. Sheep and goat. You guys, I am a cheese freak. I love me some cheese. And so look at this beautiful big brick of cheese. This is Manchego. Manchego is sheep cheese. This is just from Sam's Club, you guys. This was not even $7. This is a huge block of wonderful sheep cheese, and you can eat as much of this as you want. Okay, feta cheese. If it's authentic feta cheese, it's made of sheep and goat. If it's American feta cheese, it's made of cow. And now I did find at Walmart a block of feta cheese that's only sheep and goat cheese. to see certain videos. Patreon. I did just set up a Patreon page under Tales from the Spectrum, but I'm going to put up all type of different content, whatever my special interests are, including dogs. Okay, so then here is a huge thing of sheep cheese, which also was like $5 or $6. Look at how big this is. Okay, you get a little tiny one of these at the store. Sam's Club, Costco, these are, you know. I actually did set up, I know, and this is the chèvre cheese. This is just soft goat cheese. And this is wonderful on toast with like raspberry jam, or like, let's say you are doing a gluten-free pasta and you melt this and mix it in with your pasta for like a white sauce. Oh my God, it's so good. I can't even tell you. But this stuff, because it's so big, I usually end up throwing away quite a bit of it because I can't eat it that fast. I need to really just eat more cheese. So there are certain, goat cheeses they have a goaty flavor. And I didn't eat goat cheese for quite a while, actually, because I got sick of it. Sheep cheese does not have a weird flavor. So whatever you find that's sheep cheese, you're going to love it. It basically tastes just like cow cheese. But because it's galactose, you're going to have no trouble digesting it at all. It won't make you bloated. It won't make you sinusy and sniffly and burp, burp. Those are all dairy reactions. It's, I mean, either you don't like the flavor of the goat, which is, it's definitely a flavor. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. But maybe it wasn't good anymore. Because that soft cheese, it'll turn and get really gross. Yeah, sheep and goat, but sheep cheese is readily available. Manchego is the most popular cheese that's out there. You can find it anywhere, and you're going to love it. You can shred it over stuff, melt it, eat it, plain, eat cheese, sandwiches, I mean, whatever. Yeah, goat cheese is completely different. The flavor is you cannot differentiate it from cow cheese. I'm thinking maybe it was bad, actually, because when it's fresh chèvre, it tastes a lot like cream cheese. Do you like cream cheese? Because it literally tastes quite a bit like that if it's good. So yeah, gluten and lactose. I'll have to try the thing where, if you're eating gluten, eat meat, and the protease will digest that gluten. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that just stick with sheep right now. Find yourself, and as a matter of fact, if you have a Whole Foods, they have what's called, or Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's has one too. There's one that's called Boucheron and one that's called Basque, and they are both so amazing. Oh my God. I think Trader Joe's has the sheep Basque, and Whole Foods has one called Boucheron, and it's got like a creamy outside and then a little bit of a harder inside. But it's so good. Oh my God. Yeah, give it a try. If you love cheese and you have trouble with lactose, which literally I don't know who doesn't. Okay, Walmart has it. Walmart has, like, right in the front, in the refrigerator section, usually in like the picnic section, you'll find a brick, hopefully, of feta. If you like feta cheese, that's just, you live in Walmart. That's nice. I mean, you might be serious. I think you can actually live in Walmart if you know what you're doing. So you can get the feta cheese that's just sheep and goat. And then in the cheese section, no, In the same section, the picnic section, you're going to find the feta cheese that's sheep and goat and the manchego that's just sheep cheese. So try those out and let me know what you think. You know, I use that shredded manchego for everything I used to would have used cow cheese for, like tacos. I shred it over the top of, like, I'll make taquitos and then shred manchego cheese over the top of that and then put green Tabasco. Oh my God, so good. Got it. Okay. Mozzarella is considered a harder mozzarella. I think those Italian cheeses have almost like no lactose. The harder the cheese, the less lactose it has, is my understanding. But I don't know. But if you accidentally find yourself eating cow cheese, just eat some chocolate, 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 chocolate. What movie is that from? Kind of. The last movie quote, when I said, read between the lines, brother, that was from School of Rock. Read between the lines. Oh my God, tomato slices. Yes. Yes. Chocolate. Chocolate. I'm hungry too. What am I going to eat? Ugh. I do have to tell you guys though, if you know who Rocky Kanaka, the guy that does the sitting with dogs in the shelters, do you know who he is? If you don't, you need to subscribe to his channel. He sits with shelter dogs and tries to get them. Thank you, Romero. Thank you. Thank you. So Rocky Kanaka now sells Chips coffee. I ordered a bag of it. It's just a small bag too for $19.99. Okay, but I wanted to support the channel. It's kind of like out of a price range that I think is reasonable for coffee, but because it goes to support the channel and the dogs at the shelter, I was like, one time, oh my gosh, you guys, it was the best coffee. And like I put in here, I do 5 scoops of coffee in cold water, and then it sits in the refrigerator for at least an hour to brew. And I use the Sam's Club stuff, right? And I buy these huge bags for like $15. So I buy this Chips coffee. I put 5 scoops in here and fill it up. And yeah, I never wash this thing. Like, why should I? Why would I? I don't know. I don't know. Give me a reason why I should ever wash this thing. I just keep refilling it. And then it's got like coffee jizz on the outside. Okay. So anyway, with that Chips coffee, it was so much stronger than Sam's Club coffee. Like, how can a coffee bean itself? I guess they are just like, it was so much stronger. And I actually, Lady Phoenix, think that was part of the problem why I was getting those horrible shoulder cramps, is because that coffee was so much stronger. Thank you. I've got 7 people and 7 likes, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. To prevent bacterial growth. I really never thought of that, but yeah. It'd be like penicillin though, right? I mean, I'm probably doing myself a favor. Thank you, Romero. So now I'll tell you. God. I got 8. 8 what? Oh, here comes a child.
That's my child. I don't know why I'm being quiet. Yeah, that's my older son. He's 20. He's home from college, and he's 6'5". And then you put those curls in there, and he's like 6'8". Yes, I had a very Darwin approach to procreation. I don't think that makes me a bad person. Darwinian. Hey. I wanted my kids to have every possible advantage in life. I mean, I was very idealistic at the time, and there's a couple concepts that I missed, but I think for the most part, and sometimes they say that the same man that makes a great father, the genetic part, is not necessarily the same man that makes a great dad. Sometimes great dads aren't necessarily the best genetic choice, but they're the best. Oh, you want to use the blender? Sure, go ahead. I'll just go out here. But I think we managed fairly decently well. What's going on out here? Look. Oh my God, look. It's like National Geographic's. Kitty, what's happening? Is there a bird out here? What's the bird doing out here? There was like a bird just flying around right in front of her face. Where'd it go? What's it doing? Huh? There's another one. Are they messing with you? Are those birds messing with you? So I put screen across that opening and this opening up to there, and she's never tried to get out. But we did have I was sitting inside, and I kept hearing this like screeching. It kind of sounded like a hawk, because we do get hawks out here. And so I came out because I kept hearing it. Sorry, my son's using the blender. My window's open. So my son, the bird, I kept hearing this screeching that sounded like a hawk. So I came out to make sure the kitty wasn't outside being predatored by a hawk. And when I came out here, I found that it was a bird stuck inside. He flew through here and got stuck inside. And there was another bird outside screaming like, mee, mee. So I managed, after some effort, to actually catch the bird in my hands and throw him back up over. Yeah, I wanted to keep him. I'll be honest, you guys, I wanted to keep him. One of these days I'm going to walk outside and put my fingers up, because I always do it. Here, I'll show you. Come on, birds. Land on my finger. And oh my God, my freckles are out because I sat in the sun. Holy moly. Look at that. I got some sun on my face and my freckles went boom. I did not paint those on with hair dye. Those are natural freckles. So, yeah, threw him back outside. This is other kitty. My neighbors just said that they wish I would let her out more. The bird whisperer. See, here's the thing. They're never going to come land on my shoulders or my hands, because I actually think birds are really disgusting. I love them in theory, like in Disney theory. That's other kitty. That is her name. Her name literally is other kitty.
Well, I think though, they know that I think they're flying rats. I don't mind one bird, but like when a flock of them flies over your head, oh my God, I find that highly disgusting. So what? There's two possible things you could be asking me. Why doesn't she have a name, or why do I think birds are flying rats? Oh, okay. So here's the thing. I can't name creatures because we really don't have names, right? Like literally don't even identify with my name or names. I just don't. I don't have a name. We don't have names. So I have a really hard time naming creatures. I had a very hard time naming my children. And so we had Kitty, and then we got another cat, and my son named her Luna. So then we had Luna and Other Kitty, and she became Other Kitty. And I've tried giving her names, nothing sticks. Nothing sticks. And so those neighbors that I was just talking to, and I was on the sidewalk, that said, Kitty. I mean, I just call her Kitty. So the neighbors that were walking by, they're like, "Oh, you should let her out. We love interacting with her." They're like, "What's her name?" And I said, "Other Kitty." And they're like, "Kitty?" I said, "Other Kitty." And they're like, "Ha ha, that's so funny." Um, and I've tried. I thought maybe, oh, because it's light behind her. Let me try this. Hi, beautiful. I've tried Sunny Face. Maybe she'd like to be called Sunny. The guy that was walking by, he asked me, he's like, "Oh, did you um, find a way to keep the princess inside?" I'm like, maybe that's her name. Maybe her name is Princess. Oh, she needs more food. Ginger baby. Your name Ginger baby. Huh? Look at those toe beans. Huh? Ginger baby. Sherry's going to call you Ginger baby. Ginger baby. Only a ginger can call another ginger ginger. It just doesn't stick at this point. She's almost 5 years old, so I think she's gonna be Other Kitty. And I thought maybe I'd call her Okay Kitty or Other Kitty, okay. You know what? I've got 8 likes. That's the most likes I've ever had in a live stream. That's so nice of people. Thank you guys. Aw. Here comes a pedestrian. So yeah, I need to give her some food, I think. Only a ginger can call another ginger ginger. Let me get her some food. What do you think? What's up, kitty? All right. Let's get the kitty some food. What do you think? Woo-hoo. What are you doing, buddy? Oh, okay. My son is done in here. But look, he didn't think about putting the dishes in the dishwasher. You want to give him opportunities, right? Opportunities to, clean up after themselves and stuff. Okay, I'm going to open the bag of cat food. It's going to be loud, so maybe turn your headphones down or whatever. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I know. Well, what I don't understand is why they don't just put their own stuff in the dishwasher, Gem and Danny. Hey. God, my freckles did come out just in that short little time. What were we in the sun for? Maybe half an hour? What do they say? Oh, well, when I tell them to do it, they'll totally do it. But they're not just in training now. This has been, why do I look like I'm a different color. That is weird, man. Look at, I have a freckle mustache. Why they don't? They're hoping I'll do it. I think. I mean, we were teenagers. Why didn't we? Thank you, Ramiro. Thank you. Thank you. I'm keeping Ramiro around. No, this is my face. It's not menopause. This is actually my face. It's just that I don't sit out in the sun a whole lot because for all the reasons. And so when I do get freckles on my face, I'm like, whoa. It's always shocking. Okay. Hey, did I already take these? Do you guys remember me taking these? I don't think I did. Shoot, now I don't know. I'm going to take them and hope for the best. I'm going to take one Aleve, right? Lady Phoenix is she's not a pharmacist, but she plays one on my channel. She plays one in my chat. Okay. So just to make sure I'm doing this right, I've got 2 Pamperins and 1 Aleve, and I'm taking them right now unless you tell me I'm about to kill myself. I mean, you know, I can't believe I just said that on YouTube. Yes, you can. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you just know what I shouldn't do. See, I don't know what I shouldn't do. And that's why I end up overdosing on Aleve and Advil. And that's why I end up burning my lungs with bleach. And that's why a lot of my problems is because I don't have adult supervision. Thank you. Are you talking to Lady Phoenix? We need Lady Phoenix around to make sure we're taking the right dosage. There's no NSAID in Pamperin. Uh-oh. I lost my mic. So they are fine together. Okay, good. Well, so then should I take 2 Aleve? I've been doing actually okay with these. I'm talking to you. Thank you, Ramiro. Okay. Now I'm going to eat. And I was going to eat before, but then I started telling you guys all the stories about wheat and dairy. And I was going to show you something else. Oh, I know what I was going to show you guys. I've discovered the fountain of youth. And I talk about it freely because no one listens, but they will. Okay. Yeah, it works. I'll just have one. All right. So I'm going to show you the fountain of youth. Okay. Now, this is from years and years and years and years and years of research. This is from years of research and years of staying on top of the .gov websites who research and reading the journals who research this. Okay. This is what it is. This is 3% food grade hydrogen peroxide. This is the fountain of youth. Okay, and I'm going to tell you why. Now, first of all, think about shadows drinking. Okay, I'm going to tell you. Okay. So think about the term, the fountain of youth. Youth. Who are the youth? And what do they drink? That's how we need to think about it. Okay? Lady Gaga. Okay. Lady Phoenix. Research this. Breast milk, H2O2, preemies.gov. Okay? H2O2 breast milk preemies.gov. Our government knows. This is the foundation of our gut. This is the foundation of our immunity. We need to ingest this, and we do. Hydrogen peroxide is breast milk is high in hydrogen peroxide, especially colostrum, which is the very first milk. Plus, the water from fruits and vegetables, high in hydrogen peroxide. We're naturally supposed to ingest it. What you do with this is you microdose. This is 3% peroxide, 3%. Okay. So then I would take, and I could tell you the whole story about how I learned this and how I know it works and that whole stuff, right? So I could take a glass like this, let's say 12 or 16 ounces, and put a teaspoon, let me see, put a teaspoon of hydrogen peroxide, 3%, in a 12 to 16 ounce or bigger, right? But let's say you feel like you're getting a cold or getting the flu. You can take and microdose on this throughout the day. So if I felt like I was getting a cold or the flu, I would take a teaspoon of 3% peroxide in my tall drinks all day long for a few days at least. And okay. We do drink hydrogen peroxide in breast milk and in the water from fruits and vegetables. You just have to do very, very tiny amounts. And so, for example, like this, even, I'll just do that and swallow it. And you might not like the flavor, so you mix it in with something. And that was just a couple little squirts. And what this does is it's the foundation that your whole gut biome needs to go from, right? And it supports your gut health. Your gut health is the foundation of not only your immunity, but like your physical and mental health. If your gut is considered your second brain. Okay. People who study like environmental illnesses and stuff. And I've been studying this stuff. I went to college back in the 90s and I studied metabolic psychology. And it's like how environmental toxins, environmental influences create environmental illness. And a lot of it starts in our gut. It's naturally in honey. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I would imagine so, yeah. Now, this is the stuff I get on Amazon. I buy big bottles and then fill up my little sprayer. So then, like, if I want to just spray it in my mouth, spray it on top of the dog's water or something like that. Like, I thought Buddy had parvo last year. Now, he didn't have parvo because none of the other dogs got sick, but he had the symptoms of parvo. And so I was giving him microdoses of hydrogen peroxide with a little bit of rice and a little bit of chicken, like this much, just this much at a time, but with peroxide. So he would eat that and the peroxide would have long enough to spend in his gut to help, even if he threw up. And so then after a day or so of that, he started to get better. And literally, he was better so much faster than he would have been. Now, here's an interesting factoid. When you ingest vitamin C, like emergency and all that stuff, it just converts to hydrogen peroxide in our bodies. That's literally what it does in our bodies. So why not just go straight to the source? So that's what I do. Now, I used to be sick first, worst, and longest. I've spent plenty of time in hospitals. When I was little, I was living in an oxygen tent in a hospital because I was so sick. So my whole life, I've been doing whatever I can to avoid having to be in the hospital because it sucks. And I've been in the hospital a bunch of times with asthma. I've been intubated. I've been in ICU. It is definitely not fun. So years later, many, many years later, with the internet, thank God. So I woke up one day, it was New Year's Day, and I woke up really, really sick. I hadn't even been anywhere. I stayed home with my kids and I woke up the next day super sick. Yeah, I used to have deadly asthma since I was the time I was 6 months old. So I would get very sick with what I thought was bronchitis, but now looking back, it was probably pneumonia. And I would just ignore it. I would walk around like this and ignore it. And I lived in Ohio, and I would wear like sandals in the middle of winter or shoes with no socks in the middle of winter. And I never had a proper winter coat. And I just didn't get it. I just didn't get it. I mean, I wasn't hanging out outside. I'm just going somewhere. But I just didn't get it. And I would walk around very, very sick, probably with pneumonia, at least once a year. And it would take me so long to get better. And I would have that horrible cough. So when I was outside in the cold, I wasn't coughing, but then I'd go in and warm up and it would start to like melt and run down my throat and I'd start coughing uncontrollably like that. Oh my God. So I woke up on New Year's Day and I was sick, sick, sick. And I refused to take antibiotics. So thank you. Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. So I'm doing research on the internet, and for 8 weeks I'm sick. And finally I stumble, and everybody's telling me, like oregano oil. Have you ever ingested oregano oil? It's torture in and of itself. So eventually I come across this guy. He's talking about how he cured himself of cancer by ingesting hydrogen peroxide. So I started doing a little research and I watched his videos. He's like, look, so like I could dilute this quite a bit with distilled water and literally inhale it like asthma medicine. I can drink it. I can put it in my eyes, in my nose, I can neti pot with it through my sinuses, right? So I started doing all of this stuff because I was so sick for that 8 weeks. Oregano oil is horrible. I don't know. I don't remember what he had. This was quite many years ago. This was like 12 years ago now. So anyway, he talks all about the different ways to ingest it, breathe it, ears, nose, throat, the whole thing. And I did it. Now I was sick and I was in so much pain for 8 weeks. I'm like, how much pain can I be in before I die? That's literally what I was wondering. Like, when am I just going to die? Because I'm in pain and I don't think I can go on like this. And then I learned about his thing, and I started, like, that night when I saw the video, I had a neti pot. I diluted the hydrogen peroxide, and I don't think I had the distilled water. So I think I used like a warm saline solution and put this in there and neti potted. I put it in my ears. I drank some. I inhaled some. I did it all. And within 1 hour, I could feel it beginning to lift a little bit. I started feeling a little relief. And so I kept doing it. And, the next day I started feeling better. The next day I was better. And I just started getting better and better and better and better. So I kept researching more and more and more and more. And that's when I came across the .gov websites. They are trying to figure out how to get the hydrogen peroxide specifically out of the breast milk and give it to preemies. Preemies, what's their big problem, right? Their immunity. Even all through life, they have bad immunity. Because a preemie can't suckle. Their digestive system isn't working yet. But the hydrogen peroxide needs to go into the gut in order to work. That's why we have colostrum, first milk. It goes into the gut and it starts building up the gut environment. And yeah, there's antibodies in breast milk, right? So there's all kinds of things in breast milk, but the one thing specifically they were trying to figure out was how to extract the H2O2, which is very fragile, and keep it viable long enough to get it into the guts of the preemies who can't suckle. Because they know that building the gut, building the immunity at first life is imperative for preemie people to have better, healthier lives. So if they're trying to figure out how to do it, hello, they know. Now that was 12 years ago that I read those studies, and I keep checking in, and there's more and more studies. I'm going to say more than the first 6 months, because here's the reason. The seasons bring different reasons for different immunities. And also, I think that's why kids eat boogers. Most people, there's a point in their life at a certain age in childhood, I'm guessing, where they stop eating their boogers. And I researched this, and holistic doctors acknowledge that those little boogers are little tiny vaccines to what's going on in your environment, whether it's allergy season or flu season or whatever's going around. It's little teeny tiny regular dosages for kiddos. And then at some point, when they develop immunity to their environment as an adult or an older kid, they stop doing that. So here's an interesting fact also that I observed. My first son, Corey, that you just saw, he was vaccinated. Hey, Rasha Jara. My first son had vaccines until he was maybe 4 or 5. He had some of them. And thank you for joining. And he ate his boogers a lot. My second son, I gave no shots to whatsoever, and he never, ever picked his nose and ate his boogers until he got a very bad kidney infection from being at a dog beach. Really sick. Then he was on antibiotics. Then he started picking his nose and eating his boogers. So then I rehabilitated him with this. And I mean, he's 14, so I really don't sit around and watch whether or not he picks his nose and eats his boogers. But if you know an adult who sits around and picks their nose and eats their boogers, guess what? They have a compromised immune system, and their body is trying to figure out a way to build immunity. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You never know. There's adults who eat poop. I mean, there's adults. If you can think of it, it's happening out there in the world somewhere, honestly. Don't eat poop. But so yeah, definitely do some research. Now, here's the thing. When I first started researching this, until probably about 2 years ago, the information I was finding was supportive of what I was finding on the .gov websites. There wasn't a lot of actual research. So the research and the anecdotal experiences of actual YouTubers. Yeah, Rasha. Hey, how's it going? Did I do that right? I'm shouting you out. So there was a lot of information about how to use it and all that stuff. And that's what I did. And it worked. Yes, local honey is great also. And then about 2 years ago, I noticed a trend because I stay on top of the research. About 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, now all of a sudden when you research this, there's a bunch of scary information. Don't drink it. It's bleach. It's horrible for you. So there's now a push to scare people away. And guess why? Because how much does this cost? You guys, I was sick my whole life until I was 42 when I learned this. I was 42. If you can't find it easily, let me know. I have these sources already somewhere, and I know exactly where to look. But I was 42 when I found this, and I was so sick my whole life. Like I said, I was sick first, worst, and longest. This is the business. My family, we never get sick. And I'll tell you, so my older son, who's 20, had some vaccines. I was born in 1970. I had whatever vaccines. My youngest son had 0, and none of us had the jab, the one. Now, I would get sick first, worst, and longest. My oldest son, he would get sick for maybe 2-3 days. My younger son, he would get a little fever and sleep it off for a day, and then he'd be boink back to normal. No vaccines whatsoever. Boink back to normal. He has the healthiest immune system in our family. Even though he had that round of antibiotics from the kidney infection. Not only do I have some, I sent some to my son in college because, if you ever get really sick or if you ever feel it coming on, if you catch it right away. Now, look, you don't have to be sick to take this stuff. You can dose with it every day. So, but yes, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I mean, I am a scientist. If you have a scientific mind and you know how to research, why not? Why not call yourself a scientist if you understand the scientific method, right? Hey, Harmeet Singh. So that is my story, right? And the other thing is, I'll give you guys, I've never taught this in public before, so you're the first ones, right? I never color my hair. I never, ever color my hair. Look I've got all these beautiful baby lights and everything. I've got all these, my natural highlights and stuff. But my hair naturally is dark. Dark, dark, dark. But I've got gray coming in. So what I do, like every couple weeks, I'll just give a spritz of peroxide right on my roots. I actually use the brown bottle stuff. I don't use my good peroxide on my hair. But I'll just give a little spritz right along here, and that's it. And then every so often, I'll use a lavender conditioner to keep it from being like really orangey and yellowy. But what it does is it softens. I don't like the look of salt and pepper gray. I prefer the look of a softer blonde. So that's what I use to never color my hair. Never, ever do I go to the salon and be like, I want highlights. That's stupid. Do you know how much women pay for that? It's ridiculous. Don't tell anybody though, because I feel like I should be getting paid for this. How much do women spend every year trying to go blonde? That's the cost of my course to teach them how to just use peroxide. Just a little. I mean, you can go as light as you want, but I like to just blend it. And then I've got all these fantastic highlights. I mean, I'm proud of myself for figuring that out. What do you think? Taylor? Who's Taylor? Thank you. Thank you. You're a big fan. Thank you. Aww. Thank you, I think. Got to see the mug again. I love this mug. So I don't have any girlfriends, really. I've got a couple virtual girlfriends like Lady Phoenix here. Taylor Swift, girl. I'm going to try not to censor you. I'm kidding. Oh, yeah, I love Taylor. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding about everything. So, Petro Schaff is here. Petro, I might have a big nose, but I guess you probably have a little tiny little winky, don't you? Little teeny tiny little one, don't you? Because the only people who would ever come out and say something like that must have a teeny tiny little winky. Glad you came on, Petro. Teeny, 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 tiny. I've never minded my nose or my teeth or my face or my hair or my body. So I appreciate you apologizing. That's really nice. I'm a nice person until you come on here and start talking schnizzle, my whizzle. Nope, he said he's sorry. Yeah, I accept apologies. I'm one of those people. No, don't do it again. I don't know if you've ever read The Art of War. Thank you. In The Art of War, I need to see who this Racha Jara is, but I can't see you very well, but you are sweet too. So, The Art of War, one of the best things you can do is do to them exactly what they're doing to you, right? I mean, we all know that about bullies, right? If there's a schoolyard bully, you just go right up to him and punch him in the face, and then it's over. That's pretty much the same thing. You can't reason with them, be nice to them, scold them. You just have to do the same thing right back to them. And that's why I consider myself a bully. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yep. I was bullied a lot when I was in elementary and middle school. And then I moved away from my town and I went to high school in a different town where there was no bullying. And I was a gymnast and I developed as a person and I got some guns, right? Because as a gymnast, you do conditioning, you get strong, right? Thank you, Rasha. And then I moved back to my original town and finished school there because I could graduate so much earlier. They required far less credits. I'm like, that's the business. And so I went back there and graduated early. And same thing, like mob mentality. I guess like a small suburban school, the kids feel entitled to bully people. I don't know. Thank you. Thank you, Petro. Petro means rock. Rockshoff. And what was I talking about? Oh, so I came back to my school and I'm now bigger, stronger, faster, smarter, and all that stuff. And they're still bullies. And I think it was a little bit before I left town that I realized I didn't have to put up with that. But that's when I realized that I didn't have to be a victim. And people, when they would pick on me, would just get it right back to them. And sometimes it did turn ugly. But you know what? At that time I had a very, very abusive older sister. I was bullied in school. And now I'm big and strong and pissed. So when I say I became a bully, I absolutely did. F. Thank you, Emily. I will try to remember my SPF. Yeah, so my 20s were interesting. My late teens and 20s were interesting because at that point I didn't know I had pmdd either. So I would get in these moods where I was just like, man alive, I hope someone messes with me today. Because not only was I fed up being bullied, but there were times that I was ready to like just take my rage out on anybody that wanted to mess with me. And I did. So PSA, don't do that. Just take some pamprin. Oh, you have a school bully right now, do you? Let's talk about it, Rachel. School bullies are my area of special interest. Why would someone bully you? What in the heck is going on here? I'm glad you don't let her get to you. I mean, the school bullies, they want to humiliate and intimidate people. And once you know how to do it back to them, you can shut them up. One time, we were at a school dance. This was the first time I stopped being a victim, right? 8th grade. Hey, South Africa. Okay, Petro, Shoff. I was at 8th grade school dance. So it's like on a Friday night after school, you go home, change your clothes, and come back to the school dance a little bit later on or something. And like I was a dancer. So I was a great dancer, like, oh, jazz hands. Oh. But my girlfriend, she was just a regular girl, regular dancer and whatever. And, when you're in junior high, you might be in school with, okay, bye. Bye, honey. Bye, Rachel. So, you can be friends with people in elementary school, but then you get to junior high school or high school and they get formed like different cliques and whatever. So you might not be friends with the same people. So this girl that I had been friends with in elementary school, I had even been invited to her birthday party at her home. I think I was in brownies for just a couple minutes. I didn't like it. I fell into the bushes and it embarrassed me. And so I quit. And I never knew what was going on. So anyway, now here we are a few years later. Oh no, I'm going to lose battery. I've got to take my mic off. Hold on. Oh my God. So here we are at the school dance, and I'm with my girlfriend. We're dancing, and I hope it doesn't die. I literally got down to 1% before I plugged in. So if it does, I love you guys. Thanks for being here. Okay, here's my story. So this girl I used to be friends with is standing a little distance away, making fun of my other girlfriend, who is my girlfriend, best friend at the time. And she's making fun of my girlfriend. And so I glare at her. And she comes up to me, she's like, "What are you looking at?" Something like that, right? And I don't remember what was said now. It was quite some years ago. But oh, yes, she did, girl. And whatever happened, I pushed her and she fell down. Okay, and this was in the 80s when you could do stuff like that without going to jail. And so the next Monday, the school bully named Dawn Cox, like, isn't that a bully's name? I don't know how she ended up being the school bully. She was just the one with the worst attitude, I guess, but everybody was so afraid of her. And she comes up to me, she's like, "I hear you pushed," we'll say KM, because those are her initials. "I hear you pushed KM at the dance." Trying to intimidate me. And I'm like, "Yeah, I did. She was making fun of my friends." And she was like, "Oh, okay, well, I guess I would have done that too." Yeah, I'm not scared of you. And so then I moved out of town and went to the big high school in Salt Lake City. I actually went to East High School. Do you guys know what East High School is in Salt Lake City? High School Musical? That was literally my high school, and it was literally called East High. That's where I went to high school. I need to wipe my nose. Hold on. So it's a big school. It's in Salt Lake City, but it's still considered an inner city school. Oh, Sandy, yeah, that's out there. That's out there a little ways. And it was just a totally different environment, So then when I went back to my other school in Ohio, I was I think I had grown and matured and become a woman of the world, and they hadn't. Yeah, so when I went back there, and plus I had gone from being the ugly duckling to being considered beautiful. Now, I didn't know that because I was just me. I already had my identity formed based on my special interests and just all of that. I was the girl that was friends with the fat kids and everybody. I'd be friends with everybody because I'm a nice person. I'm a dog and I'm neurodivergent. So I'll be friends with everybody. I look like your mom. Cool. So when I came back, I just wasn't having it, And I became a bully. And I'm glad I did. I only got sued one time. And they lied, but I still got off because they filed in the wrong county. And they got to do their whole first prosecution thing before the defense. And after you close, it's a case. So then my attorney went up there and said, look, you filed in the wrong county. And their attorney was like, well, why didn't you tell us? Right. No, Petro, thank you though. But if you have your own channel, we'll come on and watch you if you have something to talk about. We love supporting creators. And here's the thing, like literally, you guys, okay, so you know how I shut down the bully of my school. So then I was like 17 or 18 years old, and somehow I started going to this one bar. It was because my boyfriend was working at the bar and I was underage, so he could just let us in. So there I was. I don't really think I was drinking alcohol. I was just there. And it was a very crowded night, and I didn't go to the school that all the other people went to, the high school, like they're grown up, graduated, but they all still go to the same bar. I wasn't even from their little town. So this girl suddenly appears in my face and she's screaming at me about something. And I have no idea what's going on, but she's in my face. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to touch her, because then if she hits me and I really hurt her, it was self-defense. And she came up to me and she did. She like, I don't know if she went for my face or what happened, but boy, oh boy, my vision went right on her face. And man, oh, I ruined her, let's put it that way. So again, it was the 80s, no cops get called, no nothing. She doesn't even get kicked out of the bar, I don't get kicked, they just separate us. But after that, people were coming up to me like, thank you so much, oh my God, she was the bully of our high school, everybody hates her. You're welcome. So then, the other one that sued me, same thing happened. She starts some SHIT. Now, my whole family was there. This was a family gathering picnic for a bunch of different families, right? Yeah, do not mess with a Leo that had a horrible older sister growing up and was bullied, because we snap after a while. Okay, so this other one, same thing. So she's messing with me, and I confronted her to have a verbal, right? And she threw a beer in my face. So I turned around and walked away. If you ever throw a beer in someone's face and they turn around and walk away, run, because it means they're crazy. So we decided we were all going to leave. We get our stuff together, and I'm carrying stuff out because it was an island, and we had to take the boat back to the mainland, which was like not far. And so I'm carrying stuff to the boat, and here she comes up to me, and she's got this horrible look on her face. Now I'm ready for whatever she's got coming. Yeah, she did. So I dropped my things and pulled her to the ground, like, whomp. And I'm on top of her. She's got a hold of my hair, which, you know, that doesn't hurt. And I'm just wailing on her. And of course, people pull me off because I'm on top. They think I'm the one who's guilty, right? Even though I'm self-defending myself. And she's the one who sued me. And she had friends come and lie, okay? If I'm on top of someone hitting them and I'm left-handed, it's going to be the right side of their face for the most part, right? Or the middle or the right side. She says that I came up and was punching her from behind, like with my right hand, not realizing I'm left-handed. So she figured that was totally believable. Yes, a bitch fight. And so she was messed up. Like in court, they showed pictures of how bad I messed her up. I messed her up good. And that's the one that, I don't fight like a girl, but whatever. So I'm not like, eh! I have a really good left hook. Look at those knuckles. Now, I'm not bragging. I'm just telling stories. I don't do this anymore. These are cautionary tales for you younger people. So she's the one. And the judge told my attorney he thought I was guilty. Well, yeah, I did defend myself, but her friends were lying. And if they would have put me on the stand, they would have known. Yeah, I know, thank God. Now, here's the thing about it, right? My bad, abusive older sister
Even though she was abusive towards me, she was still protective towards me. So she ran up and attacked this girl out of the blue, and she did get sued. And she was mad at me that she lost and I didn't. You know, it's just more stuff. If my mom is watching this, hi, Mom. They're just stories. Yeah, so, and even my best girlfriend, I told her what happened, and she's like, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I don't know. I didn't see it. Look, I'm fine for you to go on the stand if they call you and say you didn't see it. That's fine. But I'm telling you what happened, and you're telling me you don't believe me because you didn't see it. Like you don't, or you don't do, you don't. You just didn't see it. We've been friends since kindergarten. Am I known as a liar? Do you know of any other time I've lied? And now you're saying, oh, I just didn't see it, so I don't know. Like, don't lie on the stand, but I'm talking to you face to face. And I thought that was really weird. And you know, Lady Phoenix, being neurodivergent, like, I don't even know if we can lie. Like, I remember when I tell lies, and it's usually like something that I don't even want to say. I mean, I've had to lie about a couple things, but it was more like, I don't even want to say. Like car insurance stuff. Oh no, I just said it. Like little tiny things. A little bend the truth just a little bit. But not like to people that I know about big important things. Okay, that's different. Yeah, and not only that, I'm armed. I'm locked and loaded, and I have dogs that would literally really hurt someone. So I'm protected, but yeah, I mean, back in the day, I was picked on a lot. But see, here's the thing. I didn't understand how I was coming across either. I was raised on stage, and so that became my mask because that's when I was acceptable to people, is when I'm on stage and when I'm performing. That's when people would watch me and pay attention to me and where whatever I did was acceptable. And I didn't realize until literally just this month, right? Doing, especially on my other channel, doing this stuff has been like therapy to me. I put so many pieces together. Thanks, Petro. I'm not concerned about going viral. And so I've been learning a lot about myself and realizing that my mask personality was my stage persona and why I attracted a lot of attention and why women hated me and men loved me too much because of the way I was presenting myself in public was really quite unacceptable unless you want to be treated a certain way. And I just didn't know. What did you just shut down? Yeah, I just was a free spirit. And when you go through the world as a very free spirit, like a dog, for example, dog or a cat, they're very free spirits. But when you embody that in human form, it's not acceptable. I mean, once I became beautiful to people, when I was little and I was homely, perfectly acceptable. But once I became beautiful to people, once they perceived me as being that way, it was unacceptable. Not only didn't I care, I didn't even know about it for a long time. I just didn't know. And then once I started seeing other younger women behaving like I would have behaved back in the day, I was like, oh. I didn't even know. Yeah, it does. What didn't I know? Yeah, you get what I'm saying. I didn't even know people were paying attention to me that much. So when I was older in my 20s, I was in my early 20s, and two females that now I don't talk to who were in my life for a long time. Yeah, I was definitely a late bloomer. They both basically said something similar. Like one of them actually took me to her shrink. She tricked me and said, hey, you're studying psychology. I'm going to a therapy session. Why don't you come with me and just observe, you know, since you're studying? I'm like, okay. So I go with her and she's like, okay, well, the real reason I brought you here is because I have some things I need to say to you, but this is my session, so you can't say anything. She said, I'm prettier. My hair is longer and straighter and shinier. My teeth are straight and white and this and this and that. But I don't understand why when we go out, you get all the attention. And I'm sitting in her therapy session and I'm looking at her therapist and he's looking at her and she just goes ahead and unloads all this garbage on me. Right? Now, I had some very similar thing happen with my own sister. She's like, you can be wearing a baseball cap and no makeup and sitting in the corner, facing the corner, and everyone is still looking at you. I feel like an ugly thumb on a hand of beautifully manicured fingers is literally exactly the words she used. So not only did I take away from that she's uncomfortable around me, but I became extremely paranoid out in public because both of these people are telling me that people are always watching me. I had no idea. And so then I started going into places like trying to hide. I'm afraid to walk in. I go places alone, you know. If I want to go out to eat, I go alone. If I want to go have a drink, which I don't do anymore, I go alone. So I moved to, thank you, Petro. So I moved to West Hollywood, California, very busy. And there's a place up the street where I like to go and eat, right? Lots of little great cafes and restaurants around. Yes, I know, right? I didn't know that back then. And so we get it, Alvin. Thank you. I don't know what that means, but if you'd like to use words, we will try to decipher your code. So I would go into these places completely not making eye contact, feeling super uncomfortable, but I still wanted to be around people and in an environment, right? But now I've got this, like these people talking about how everybody's always watching me all the time. That's not cool to do. Anyway, so that's a little backstory on everything. God, this is a really, really long live, but I'm just staying because you guys are staying. I love you guys. Thank you. Alvin, are you trying to say that you're a big baby and you need a bottle shoved in your mouth? I think that's what you're trying. Alvin, everybody, Alvin's a big baby and he needs a bottle shoved in his mouth. Yep, Alvin's a big baby. I think he's probably crying right now and needs a bottle shoved in his mouth. I know, lady. I know exactly what he's doing. But remember what I said? Alvin's a big baby and he needs a bottle shoved in his mouth. Hi, Robert. Petro, I think you're probably a big daddy. But Alvin is a big fat baby. And he needs a bottle shoved right in his mouth. I think he's gone. Bye-bye. Do you guys know what this is? You know what this is? It's a microwave. No, I didn't boot him. He can come on here and talk shit if he wants to, but he's going to get it right back. Aw, Alvin's full of love now. Alvin's full of love. Trolls need love too. This is the channel trolls come to when they need some love. Love to trolls. Yeah. Yeah, see, Robert and Petro and Lady, thank you for being here. I love you guys. And Alvin, oh, Petro's got a crush. Makes him feel like a big baby. Yeah. Alvin. I still didn't eat. Oh, didn't I say don't let me forget to eat? Or did I say don't let me forget to take my Pamprin? Alvin says, show way I am excrement sharing. Alvin, are you excrement? Oh, bye, Robert. Come back again. We love you. We'll miss you. We'll miss you. I'm hungry. It's okay. Embrace the confusion. It'll pass. I have to go to the bathroom too. Should we cut it? Should we just get off now? I do have another channel to attend to. I need to watch some court cases. See, it's already 11 o'clock, so they're going to be at lunch on court TV, and I've already missed half of the court case now. So I need to do a court case that's happening on the West Coast, basically, so that I'm there in the morning. Petro, I appreciate you. We know how to flip them. Yep. I'm hungry, and I have to pee. Do you want to see how an autistic says goodbye? Anybody? Does anybody want to see how an autistic person says goodbye? Anybody? Just say yes. Does anybody want to see? Okay. Petro, do you want to see how an autistic person says goodbye? Okay. So you know how most people are like, okay, make sure to like and subscribe and chat and comment below and all that other stuff, and we'll see you next time. Okay. That's not what we do. We go like this. Bye.